Hi there! Today I'm going to show you how to take one of the Squarespace most boring features, the shape block. I'm going to show you 5 creative ways to use shape block that will make your site look even better. So let's get started.
And the first thing we're going to use our shape block for is to create pricing tables. I will add a blank section and then let's look for our shape block. If I click this pencil icon, I would like to add rounded corners. We're going to have 2 different plans. First one is going to be a basic. We're going to add a button so they can purchase this plan. And we also will need to add some sort of breakdown. I'm going to add bulleted points breaking down what is included in this plan. We have our first table ready, and now all we have to do, because I don't want to build out everything from scratch again, I'm just gonna select all of the items and then duplicate it and place it right next to it. And I'm gonna do this 3 times. Here's our 3 columns, and I actually want to make them more prominent by using different colors. I want each of them to be a different color. So this one is going to be purple, and this one, and now we just have to change the color of the last one because it just doesn't look right on the red background. So I'm going to adjust it to white. And here we have very nice pricing tables that we can use on our website. Next, we can use the shape block to create more interesting half-screen split layouts. I'm gonna add an image block, add the rounded corners. My idea here is we have split screen for the image and split screen for our content. Now I will look for the shape block. I also need to add the corners here, and I will adjust the color. Perfect. Now I just need to add the copy. And what else I can do? I can add the same shape block. Click on the pencil icon, and under blur, I want to turn it on. The blur amount, I want it to be 100%, and send them to the back. And this is going to be a different color for us to be able to see it, and click save. So this way we can create more interesting layout by just using the shape block. We can also utilize the shape block to create more interesting layouts for our footer. Here's a great example for our footer, and this is just a regular shape block with border radius of 30, which I placed on the background and position all of the elements on the top of it. And this is just a graphic element that I was able to create in Canva. There is an endless design possibilities when it comes to using a shape block. Here's another one. I'm gonna add an image block, and I want to make sure that there is no margin on the top or at the bottom. So I'm gonna select for the section fit the screen, and I'm gonna extend this. And let's click image, upload, add a shape block. I'm gonna place it here. Create a rounded corner, but just on one side, like that. And we can copy this, just a different alignment. And I think this is heading 1. It has to be a little smaller, and color should be white. Instead of having just a boring background image with text on the top, we can utilize this shape to create layout. If you have a testimonial or frequently asked questions section, here's another cool layout you can utilize. Place our text, and now we can apply the shape block to the background of any text by just clicking this style background and turning the background on. We're gonna minimize the padding to be small, and we're also gonna add a corner radius of 20. And here under the padding, you can adjust the top and bottom padding. Great. If you click on the same text, we can center align the content inside this box. Okay, I actually want it to be a little larger. I'm going to use the heading font, duplicate, and in this case, I'm going to change the background to something else, maybe red, and the text should be white. I'm going to duplicate this again. I have utilized the same block, but just in different colors. And so here's our, and if you want to make it look even more cool, let's add some sticking effect to it. It's a new feature the Squarespace introduced not that long ago. First, I'm going to make this text bigger, but using this expand button like that. And next, I'm going to use this pin feature to pin it to the top. And I'm going to set offset to 50. Now let's see what's going to happen. It's going to scroll through all of this content. It's not enough space at the bottom, so I'm just going to extend this like that. How cool is this? Let's preview it. And instead of boring questions and answers, we have this very cool and interactive sections that people want to actually look at and interact with. We can use shape block to create overlap in sections. We're going to make an effect like this section is overlapping into the elements on this section. I'm going to add a shape block again. I'm going to make sure that it's the same color as the section above it. And we need to remove the spacing that on the top and the bottom, and we can achieve that by going to section and toggling this off. And we're just gonna expand this block all the way. And now I'm gonna add just team members. So we need an image. Okay, fill. Great. And I'm just gonna copy one of this text, one of this copy. We can also add an outline to the shape block. So this is what I'm going to use in this case. And here under the style background, you can find a stroke. I'm going to toggle it on and I'm going to set it to the smallest one, which is 1 pixel. And I want the background to be yellow and this to be a dark color. Okay, great. And now I'm going to extend it a little and duplicate both of them. So the top element and the bottom element. And I'm going to duplicate it again because I'm going to have 3 team members. And while it's all selected, I can also extend it to the element behind it. I wanted to extend a little more, maybe up to here. Great. And now we just have to replace the images. And let's preview it. Here's our question section, which overlaying into the section below it, which is our team section. This could be a name of the team member or a testimonial or any other layout where information could be laid out in a 3-column with different images.
If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more Squarespace tips and tricks. And if you want to save even more time building your Squarespace site, make sure to check out Squarespace templates in the description below. Thank you for watching.